Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I want to invite you to come on in and take a seat. We're going to begin our service very shortly. I want to invite you all to find your navy blue book, which will be in the seat in front of you. This is the prayer book that we'll be using this morning. And we're going to begin our service at the top of page 10 with words from Psalms. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im shevet achim gam yachad. How good, how pleasant, how wonderful it is that we can all be here together. Page 10. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im shevet achim gam yachad. Shabbat Shalom, everyone, once again. One of the many reasons that I love our Shabbat, our Sabbath day, is that no matter what is happening in our lives or in the world, within our families, with our friends, Shabbat always comes. And with it, a reminder to step back and take a breath, to breathe, to enjoy our beautiful morning together, to sit together in community as we just sang, and of course to come together for a celebration as Liam Granat becomes bar mitzvah this morning. So we want to welcome all the family and friends of the Granats, those who are here in person with us, those who are joining via live stream. We're so excited to celebrate with you this morning. And I'd like to invite Liam up to begin our service. We can join him on page 170.
May my life be one link in a chain of goodness. As I say the prayers of my ancestors, help me to recall their devotion and faithfulness, their joy and suffering, which are in every word. Holiness in my heritage, may I be worthy of it. May our tradition live in me and pass from me to generations I shall never know. Enriched by the truth that I have found and the good deeds I have done, so may I fulfill my task on earth and receive my blessing. And when the service ends and the prayers have ceased, help me to bring their spirits into the world in which I live. May I love God above all and my neighbor as myself, and be a living witness to the truth that never changes.
One of the many significant parts of this day for Liam is that as he becomes an adult in the eyes of the Jewish community, he will receive his very own talit, a prayer shawl that his grandparents will give to him that has been passed down from generations. And the talit is a reminder that he is the next link in the chain of our people, that he is now obligated to continue learning about his faith, to continue deciding how he wants to be Jewish, and to always remember the history of our people and to always belong to our community. So I'd like to invite up Lloyd and Linda Granat, and we'll turn to page 72 for the blessings over the talit, the prayer shawl. Go ahead, right next to him. Good.
As I wrap myself in talit, I fulfill the mitzvah of my Creator. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lihi ta'tev b'tzitzit. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to wrap ourselves in the fringes.
Okay, your grandparents have now wrapped you in your talit. Yep, we practice this. They get to give you a big hug and kiss, first of many today. Thank you, Linda and Lloyd. We'll see you in a little bit. We continue with Ma Tovu on page 74. Ma Tovu, O Halecha Yaakov, O Halecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma Tovu, O Halecha Yaakov, O Halecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Va'ani berov chastecha avo veitecha eshtachaveh el heichal kodshecha be'iratecha. Ma tovu, O Halecha Yaakov, O Halecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu, O Halecha Yaakov, O Halecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Adonai ahavti me'on beitecha umkom mishkan kevodecha. Va'ani eshtachaveh ve'echra evrecha lifnei Adonai osi. Ma tovu, O Halecha Yaakov, O Halecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu, O Halecha Yaakov, O Halecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Page 78.
My God, the soul you have given me is pure. You created it, you shaped it, you breathed it into me, and you protect it within me. For as long as my soul is within me, I offer thanks to you, Adonai my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. Praised are you, Adonai, in whose hand is every living soul and the breath of humankind. Baruch atah Adonai, asher bayado, nefesh kol chai v'ruach kol basar ish.
The next part of our service is called Nisim B'chol Yom, which translates to daily miracles. And it helps us to think about what a miracle is in our own lives. A miracle doesn't have to be a once-in-a-lifetime powerful event. It can be the very fact that some of us are here and healthy today. It can be the fact that the sun is up and it's a gorgeous day and we're all celebrating together. So these are reminders to keep looking around at ourselves and at the world for all the miracles that we might be able to find. This begins on page 80, and Liam will lead us in Hebrew. We'll respond in the English.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher nanta lasech vivina lechavchin ben yom uben laila.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who opens the eyes of the blind.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who frees the captive.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kefufim.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who lifts up the fallen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokah haaretz al hamayim.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who stretches the earth over the waters.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechin mitzadei gaver.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who strengthens our steps.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who clothes the naked.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanotenu le'av koach.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who gives strength to the weary.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hama'avir sheina me'enai u'numai me'afapai.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who removes sleep from the eyes, slumber from the eyelids.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani b'tzelem Elohim.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who made me in the image of God.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani ben chorin.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who has made me free.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who has made me a Jew.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael b'gvura.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who girds Israel with strength.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oter Yisrael b'tifara.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who crowns Israel with splendor.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to engage with the words of Torah.
Page 88.
These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. but the study of Torah encompasses them all.
We turn to page 108 and rise in body or spirit for Baruch Hu, our call to prayer. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. HaMevorach leolam vaed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach, leolam vaed. 110. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Yotzer or uvorei choshech. Oseh shalom shalom uvorei et hakol. Yotzer or uvorei choshech. Oseh shalom shalom uvorei et hakol.
Praise to you, praise are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of light and darkness, who makes peace and fashions all things in mercy. You illuminate the world and those who live upon it. In your goodness you daily renew creation. How numerous are your works, Adonai, in wisdom. You form them all, filling the earth with your creatures. Be praised, Adonai our God, for the excellent work of your hands, and for the lights you created, may they glorify you. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we all may swiftly merit in radiance. Praise are you, Adonai, creator of heavenly lights. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer Hamarot.
113.
Once or twice in a lifetime, a man or woman may choose a radical leaving, having heard Lech Lecha, go forth. God disturbs us towards our destiny by hard events, and by freedom's now urgent voice which explode and confirm who we are. We don't like leaving, but God loves becoming. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher ba'amo Yisrael ba'ahava.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Please be seated. We're on page 116.
V'avta et Adonai Elohecha b'vo levacha u'v'chol nafshocha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Bashinantam Livanecha Vidibartaha Bam Bashivtecha Bevetecha Uvlechtecha Adere Ushobecha Uvkumecha Ukshartam Leohot Al Yadecha Vihayu Litatfohot Bain Einecha Uktav Taham Amuzuzot Beitecha Uvish Arecha Leman Tizkaru Laasitem Et Kol Mitzvotai Va'aitem Kedoshim Lelochechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher Hotzeiti Ethem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Liot Lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Page 121.
The eternal truth is that you alone are God and there is none else.
May the righteous of all nations rejoice in your love and exult in your justice.
Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks.
Let nation not lift up sword against nation, nor learn war anymore.
You shall not hate your brother or your sister in your heart.
The stranger that sojourns with you shall be accepted as your equal, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt.
Why do you crush my people and oppress the poor? Asked God.
We know that the Eternal One defends the poor and upholds the rights of the needy.
Praise to God Most High.
Blessed is God and deserving of blessing. We continue with Mi Chamocha, our song of freedom and redemption on page 122. Ya lai 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 ya lai lai ya lai 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 ya lai 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 ya lai 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 ya lai 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 ya lai 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 ya lai 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 Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi chamocha netar ba'kodesh Nora tehilot O Seifele, Nora tehilot, O Seifele. Shira chadasha, shibchu geulim, l'shimcha ol sfatayam. Yachad kulam hodu, ve'himlichu ve'ameru. Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Tzur Yisrael, kuma be'ezrat Yisrael, ufdechinu mecha, Yehuda ve'Yisrael. Go alenu, Adonai tzvaot shemo, Kedosh Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Turn to page 124 for our Amidah, the central portion of our prayers. Please rise in body or spirit as Liam leads us.
Adonai sefa taitivtaf ufia gitahilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanurah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Chonei Hatov. V'zocher astei avot v'yimocho u'mei v'gula livnechem Lema'an Shemo Bi'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magin, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Lioshia, Morid HaTahal, Mechaye Hayim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofech Olim, Umatir Rasurim, Umakaye Emunato B'Shnei Afar, Micha Mocha Ba'al Givurot, Umido Melach, Melech Mimi, Umachaye, Umatzmiya Yeshua, V'ne'ema Nata L'chayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol.
Nikadesh et Shimcha ba'olam, Keshem shemakdishim oto b'shmei marom, Kakatuv ya neviecha, Vekara ze el ze ve'amar, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzevaot, Melech ol haaretz, Kevodo. Adir, Adirenu, Adonai, Adonenu, Madir Shimcha, B'chol haaretz, Baruch Kevod Adonai, Mimkomo, Echad hu Eloheinu, Hu Avinu, Hu Malkeinu, Hu Moshienu, Vehu Yashmienu, Berachamav Leinei Kol Chai, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Yimloch Adonai Leolam, Elohayich Tzion, Ledor Vador, Hallelujah. Ledor Vador Nagid God Lecha, Ulenetzach Netzachim Kedushatcha Nagdish, V'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush, Leolam Vaed, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. Page 135.
We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness, for Shabbat peace, born friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
137.
Ever-present one, may we, your people, Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands. You are God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yir'ah na'avod.
On page 139, we again have a reading that reminds us to look around at our world and appreciate how things work. The little joys, the work of those who came before us to make this world what it is today, the power of community, the power of freedom, and our everlasting hope that things will get better. And so as Liam reads us these paragraphs, we'll respond with these three Hebrew words, modim anachnu lach, which means we give thanks to you.
For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations.
Modim anachnu lach.
For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons.
Modim anachnu lach.
For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements.
Modim anachnu lach.
For human community, our common past, the future hope, for our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression.
Modim anachnu lach.
For the high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared.
Modim anachnu lach.
For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom.
Modim anachnu lach.
For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose.
Modim anachnu lach.
We pray that we may live not by our fears, but by our hopes, not by our words, but by our deeds. Blessed are you, Adonai our God. Adonai, your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulcha na'eh l'herot.
We continue on page 40 with Sim Shalom, a song for peace. Sim Shalom, Tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha, barcheinu yotzreinu kulanu kechad, ve'or panecha, ki ve'or panecha natata lanu, Adonai Eloheinu. Sim shalom tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha, Torat chaim ve'ahavat chesed, ve'ahavat chesed, utzedaka uvracha ve'rachamim ve'chaim ve'shalom. Sim shalom tova uvracha, chen v'chesed ve'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha, v'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael, bechol eit uvechol shah, bishlomecha. Sim shalom tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha. Baruch atah Adonai hamvarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. We continue with a moment of our own personal prayer and reflection. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, Yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. We continue now with Seder Kriyat HaTorah, our service for the reading of the Torah. I'd like to call up our ark openers, Susan and Tom Griffith, and Liam's parents, Sean and Amy, and grandparents, Lloyd and Linda. Please rise in body or spirit. Our Torah service begins on page 244.
En kamocha Elohim Adonai, en kamasecha, malechutecha, malechut kol amim, umemshatecha bechodor v'hador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch, le'olam v'aved. Adonai os, le'amo yitein. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, udevar Adonai mirushalayim.
When we pass our Torah down from generation to generation, we're not just passing some ancient words in an old text. We're passing living and breathing values and stories and rituals that we still keep alive today. And Liam will teach us a little bit about this later on. Our Torah has been the foundation of our people since we can remember. And today, Liam takes his place in that sacred community. In that community he is choosing to be a part of, and that he will continue to learn and grow alongside as his grandparents and parents have done before him. So we pass our Torah down to remind us that this document still has much to teach us, even in our modern age.
Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Le'amo Yisrael B'kedushato. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo. Gadlul Adonai iti uneromemo Shemo yachdav. Lechol Adonai hagedulam v'hagevura v'hatiferet v'hanetzach v'hahod. Ki chol bashamayim uvaretz, Ki chol bashamayim uvaretz. Lechol Adonai hamamlacha v'yamit na'aseh lechol rosh.
Please be seated. This morning, Liam is going to chant for us from Parashat and more, which you can find on the text sheet that you picked up or that someone handed you on your way in. For our first Aliyah, we call up Liam's aunt and uncle, Rob and Melissa Williams.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan banu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
V'yedaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. Daber el bnei Yisrael lemor. B'chodesh hashvi'i be'echad lachodesh. Yeh lachem Shabbaton zichron teruah mikra kodesh. Komolacha avodah lo ta'asu v'hikratem
Ishel Adonai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natav b'dachenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. There you go. Big responsibility is really congratulating Liam, giving him a big hug. Thank you, Rob and Melissa. For our next Aliyah, we call up Liam's paternal grandparents, Linda and Lloyd Granat.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamavarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bracha banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
V'yedaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. Ach ba'asor lachodesh hashvi'i hazeh yom ha'kippurim hu mikra kodesh yeh lachem v'initem et nafshotechem v'hikravtem ishe l'Adonai v'chomolacha lo ta'asu be'etzem hayom hazeh ki hol hanefesh yom ha'kippurim hu laper alotehem lifnei Adonai Elohechem.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natav b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
You know what to do next. You got it. Thank you. For our third Aliyah, we call up Liam's family, his parents, Sean and Amy, and sisters, Elise and Leah.
Baruch Adonai Amvorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
Ki chol hanefesh asher lo te'uneh be'etzem hayom hazeh v'hikrata ma'amecha v'chol melacha nefesh asher te'aseh kol melacha be'etzem hayom hazeh v'chavadatihi et hanefesh hahi mikerev amaha.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. For our fourth Aliyah, we call upon our bar mitzvah, Liam Granat, to share with us the blessing as he formally becomes a bar mitzvah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
Kol melacha lo ta'asu ki v'chol hukah olam midorotechem v'chol melacha b'chol moshvotechem Shabbat tonhu melachem v'initem et nafshotechem v'tisha lachodesh be'erev me'erev ad erev tishbatu Shabbatchem. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher nata lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Yasher Koach, Liam, beautiful job. You can have a seat for a moment. It is our tradition that while our Torah is out and open, we offer prayers for healing for our loved ones and for our worlds, whether it be healing of the body, the mind, or the spirit. We continue on page 253. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. This Shabbat, our congregation is praying for Heather Andrews, Carol Babcock, Susan Board, Jim Brady, Marilyn Burgay, Howard Sherwin, Pauline Sherwin, Harold Cohen, Carmen Del Vecchio, Ann DePaul, Susan Derby, Helene Edwards, Sarah Fabian, Arthur Feldman, Beverly Fruit, Rabbi Bob Goodman, Jesse Halpern, Mary Hartman, Beverly Henderson, Carolyn Cantor, Barry Kaufman, Robert Kay, Mike Lubers, Andrea Mitchell, David Osofsky, Laura Osofsky, Bert Peters, Buddy Pollock, Jean Posen, Sean Quinlan, Ron Rappaport, Randall Rout, Sandra Resnikoff, Devorah Bat-Ruchel, Paulette Schmelzer, Saul Schmelzer, Adele Shamban, Judy Shea, Ruthie Silver, Tammy Smithy, Nicholas Sobek, Brady Spector, Judy Van Gorder, Marcia Sarah Batbela Vaitzaka, Lori Weinstein, Leslie Wolfson, Todd Zetlin. And we're, of course, thinking of those around our world who are victims of hate and bigotry. And if anyone has a name that they would like to share with our community out loud, please do so as I look around the room. For those names that we say out loud and those we hold in our hearts, we continue with the Misha Berach prayer for healing. Misha Berach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Amen. We continue by lifting and dressing our Torah on the bottom of page 252. I invite us all to rise in body or spirit as we call up Liam's grandfather Jack and Aunt Marley, as well as our board member, Dr. Kenny Horn.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. לי 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 Lie, 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 yalla, lie, 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 yalla, lie, 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 yai, lie, 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 yai, lie, 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 yai, lie, 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 yai, lie, 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 yai, lie, 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 yalla, lie, 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 yalla, lie, 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 lie.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Please be seated. Another milestone of becoming a bar mitzvah is chanting words from our prophets, from Haftarah. This morning, Liam will be sharing with us some verses from Ezekiel, which you can also find on your text sheet where you followed along with the Torah. Our Haftarah blessings are on page 254.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim רצה ודבריכם הנאמנים באמת, ברוך אדוני הבוחר בתורה ובמשה עבדו ובישראל עמו ובנביאי האמת והצדק. והייתה לכם לנחלה אני נחלתם באחוזה לא תיתנו לכם בישראל אני אחוזתם המנחה והעתת והאשם המה יאכלו וכל חרם בישראל לכם יהיה בראשית כל ביקורי כל וכל תרומת כל מכל תרומותיכם לכהנים יהיה בראשית אריסותיכם תיתנו לכהן להניח ברכה אל ביתך כל נבלה וטרפה מן העוף ומנחה בחמה לא יאכלו הכהנים. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם צור כל העולמים צדיק בכל הדורות האל הנאמן האומר ועושה המדבר ומקיים שעות דברך אמת וצדק על התורה ועל העבודה ועל הנביאים ועל יום השבת הזה שנתת לנו אדוני אלוהינו לקדושה ולמלוכה לכבוד ולתפארת הכל אדוני אלוהינו אך אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך יתברך שמך בפי כל חי תמיד לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. Next, Liam will share with us some words of his own Torah. Along with learning how to chant, he's also been studying the content of his Torah portion and found some important takeaways that he can apply to his own life and to our lives.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Temple and thank you for joining me today as I become a bar mitzvah. My Torah portion is called Amor. It comes from the book of Leviticus, which is the third book of the Torah. In my Torah portion, the Eternal One tells Moses about the holidays that the Israelites should celebrate. A few of them include Passover, the holiday with loud blasts that would later become known as Rosh Hashanah, the Day of Atonement, also known as Yom Kippur, and Sukkot, the Harvest Festival. The Eternal One told Moses that on all of these holidays and on Shabbat, the Sabbath, the Israelites should practice self-denial and should not work. When God told the Israelites to practice self-denial on Shabbat every week, God presented a gift to them, a day of rest that gave them a chance to relax from their everyday lives. Why did God tell the Israelites to rest on Shabbat? I think God told them this because God felt that working too hard and too much was bad for them. The Israelites were wandering around the desert and defending themselves all day, and this would make them very exhausted. God knew they couldn't keep working nonstop and that they needed to have a rest. So God commanded the Israelites to rest once a week. Life for us today is much different than life was for the Israelites. Instead of wandering through the desert, we spend a lot of time at school, studying, or working. Even though we have modern technology that makes our life easier than the Israelites had, in a way, all of our technology can make life more complicated and stressful. Stepping away from it once in a while can make life more peaceful. It is good to get away from life's everyday routine. Shabbat is a rest and break from work, school, and technology. My parents tell me that I spend too much time on my phone, and I agree. As a bar mitzvah, I will start to take breaks from my phone and technology. Instead, I will go outside and ride a bike or go on a walk. I will use Shabbat to take a break from my normal day routine. There are many reasons that I decided to become a bar mitzvah on this day. The main reason I wanted to become a bar mitzvah is to take on the responsibilities of a Jewish adult. Some of the many responsibilities that I will be taking on are continuing traditions and creating new ones. Traditions are spending time with family, are a big part of being Jewish for me. Some of my family traditions are having a Passover Seder where my papa hides the afikomen and my sisters and cousins and I have to find it. Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur where we eat apples and honey and my grandma's brisket. And of course Hanukkah when we light the menorah and play dreidel for guilt. And we celebrate the miracle of the oil that lasted 8 days. These traditions have become special to me, and I want to continue celebrating them. First, I would like to thank my mom and dad for everything they have done for me. I would not be able to have been able to make it here today without them. My sisters Elise and Leah have always been there for me, even when we are not getting along. Thank you, Grandma and Papa, Lola and Sir, and Papa Jack and Darlene, for all that you have done for me over my life. Mr. Kaur taught me how to read a new language and helped me prepare everything that I have done today. Canterbury made everything so much easier with my Torah portion and all of the blessings. Thank you, Rabbi Glasser, for helping me with my speech and making me a bar mitzvah today. And last but not least, I would like to thank all of my aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends for joining me today, some who have come as far as Ohio, West Virginia, and South Florida. It wouldn't be the same without you here. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Liam. And I know those who couldn't be here in person are sending their love and watching you over live stream. So everyone's really, really proud of you today. We're going to continue by returning the Torah to the Ark on page 256. I'd like to again call up Susan and Tom Griffith to open the Ark and invite us all to rise.
Stay on the podium.
Yeah, you're just going to get a lot of scripture. So stay here for a few minutes.
Ya'alenu et Shem Adonai, Yinishkach Shemo Levato.
Thank you.
Hodo al eretz v'shamayim v'yaharem keren li'amo tehila lecho chasidav libnei Yisrael Am Kerovo, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Et Chaim hi lamachazikim bam, v'tomchecha meushar derachehom. Narchenoam v'chol netivotecha shalom. Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuvam Kadesh, Kadesh Yameinu Kadesh Yameinu Kekedem.
Please be seated. So Liam's hard work is over now, but now a lot of people are going to be speaking to him. So first up are his parents, Amy and Sean.
Sure. Hey, buddy. I didn't prepare anything formal, but I just wanted to say how proud I am of you. And I am really proud of all of three of you because I've taught you to follow your path. And I think you have, at first, been uncertain about standing up here. And it was a lot of hard work. But you did amazing. And you kept me mostly on time every Wednesday to come and meet with Michael Core. And it was really wonderful to be a part of it. So I'm so proud of you. Okay?
Well, I've got something prepared. I've been thinking about this for a while, but Greg, Kid, Sonny Boy, Grangafet, I've got lots of different names for you. But today, we're just so proud to call you son, and so proud to call you Liam Wilson Granat. And I'm so proud of what you did today, and the young man that you've become. We spend a lot of time together, you and me. We listen to music. We talk about Star Wars theory. And I love hanging out with you and love spending time with you. You got thrown a curveball this week before this bar mitzvah. And it's just been incredible watching you deal with this, with poise and calmness, and you handled it better than I did. You did. I mean, you, regardless of everything all of the uncertainty, you came in here and you rocked it, kid. I'm even more proud of you. But there's 4 qualities of yours that I want to share with you and everyone else. The first is determination. You have determination. When you get interested in something, you are all in. Whether it's researching, building the perfect airsoft gun, right? You're on the internet and you're researching every little component. Right now, your focus is golf, and you're all in. You're hitting every day in the backyard. And I've seen when you play this fierceness in your eyes. But it's not a fierceness to beat other people. It's a fierceness to just do your best. And I love you for that. The second quality is confidence. You have confidence, kid, and you believe in yourself. And I have to tell you, a week ago, I was a little bit nervous for you, for your bar mitzvah. I just was nervous because I hadn't heard you practice at all. You practiced a little bit in front of your mom, but you wouldn't practice in front of me. And I hadn't heard you, and I was like, okay, well, I don't know how this is going to go. And last Saturday, we came and watched another bar mitzvah, Josh Horowitz's bar mitzvah. And about maybe 10 minutes into it, I turned to you after just a few of the English parts that he read. I remember I turned to you and said, son, do you have that part down? And you looked at me with this confident look, and you said, Dad, I got the whole thing. And I believed you because I knew you had it, because you had that confidence, and I wasn't nervous after that because you did have it. You had it, and you nailed it today, kid. I love you for that. The third quality, you have a love and a natural calling to Judaism. And even before you were old enough to go to preschool, it called to you. I think he was 2 years old. We would take you to pick up Leah from Gan Yeladim, the Jewish preschool. And you were just so drawn to the Shabbat services and the candle lighting. And you just wanted to be part of it before you could even be part of it. You chose to have this bar mitzvah, and it was a lot of work. It was hard to sit here and read the Torah. It wasn't easy to learn how to read this other language, and you spent a lot of time and you chose this because it's important to you. So, 37 years and 4 days ago, I stood in this same spot and became a bar mitzvah. And it's so special to be here with you and watch you do the same thing. And family tradition matters to you, and I love you for that. The fourth quality is that I've seen in you is the most important lesson that I've learned from the Torah. And I can boil it down to this. Be nice and care for people. And you do that. You're caring and kind even when mom and dad aren't looking. And I found that out 2 weeks ago when mom and I had a virtual conference with your math teacher. And of course, she told us what a great math student you were and how good at math you are. But she said, but aside from that, what's most remarkable about Liam is that he helps his classmates. He makes sure everybody else understands. He wants to make sure, and she told us how much she appreciated you for that, looking out for your friends. I know that you're going to continue to be kind and to help others and stand up for people who need help, even when it's uncomfortable and even if it's scary, because the world needs people like you, son, to do good things. We're just so proud to be your mom and dad. We love you.
It's tough to follow that, but if anyone can do it, it's Dr. Kenny Horn, a member of our Board of Trustees, who will share some words on behalf of our congregation.
Let's see if I can get my script open. I'm not sure that these exact words are in my script, but you were terrific this morning, just terrific. I'm delighted to be joining you here on the Bima, representing our congregation and the Temple Board of Trustees. Mazel tov, you did a great job, and we are all very proud of you. Our Temple Religious School and the Temple B'nai Mitzvah program do an amazing job of preparing you and your friends to become a bar or bat mitzvah. This morning, you have demonstrated your readiness and enthusiasm to participate more fully in the religious life of Temple and certainly continue with your Jewish studies. I'm going to go off script just for a second and add a personal note that you may not be aware of. Our families, the Granats and the Horns, have actually known each other for almost 50 years and have been very, very good friends throughout that period of time. Having the opportunity to have a small part in your bar mitzvah celebration has really been very special to me, Lee. I am going to reach...
There, it's over there. It's out there. Yeah. There you go.
This is the bar mitzvah goodie bag. And I'm going to tell Liam exactly what's in it. On behalf of the Temple and Board of Trustees, there's a Kiddush cup, There are candlesticks from Sisterhood. There's a mezuzah from the temple clergy, and a travel edition of the Tanakh, the Hebrew Bible, from our temple brotherhood. There's also a couple of certificates. On behalf of Temple, your bar mitzvah certificate is in there. For those who participated, and I believe you did, the Children of the Holocaust program, there's a Children of the Holocaust certificate. We're also pleased to present you with a very special gift from the Jewish Federation of Jacksonville. This certificate enrolls you in the Federation's Joan Levin Gift of Israel program. The Federation will provide a subsidy of up to $700 to apply toward a journey to Israel, which can be used for almost any organized Israel experience. And you also have an additional certificate of $250 from NIFTY, the National Federation of Temple Youth, for any NIFTY program also in Israel. All of us, your family, clergy, teachers, and congregation, look forward to sharing many more occasions with you and your family here at Temple. And once again, on behalf of our Temple family, Board of Trustees, Mazel Tov, and congratulations for a job well done, Liam.
You get to take these home later. Wait, don't go away. Are you good? There's first lesson of being a bar mitzvah: don't walk away when the rabbi is about to talk to you. We're almost there, I promise. Okay. On behalf of the clergy and the staff and the whole community, I want to wish you Mazel Tov. It's clear that you worked really hard and spent a lot of time on this, and you've been so patient through COVID and now through this week. As your dad said, you've demonstrated a lot of grace and poise, and it's been fantastic to watch. As you taught us in your Torah portion that we hear many of our important Jewish holidays right from the Torah, or what will evolve to be what we know as things like Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and Passover. It is so powerful to connect to the ancient words of our tradition. You learned from our sacred foundational text, and you were able to relate those words and concepts to your own life. It is amazing that as you become a bar mitzvah, you're naturally able to see the connections between yourself and the Torah. As I mentioned earlier, when we were passing the Torah down from generation to generation, you are the next link in the chain of our tradition. And through your learning, you recognize the direct relationship between the instructions our ancestors received from God in the desert and how you and your family practice your own Judaism today. What a powerful idea it is to be able to see yourself and our modern world in a scroll that has been around for a really long time. You also taught us the importance of rest, and that it is okay and probably even a good thing to put down our phones for a while. And you taught us the importance of tradition and family, and of course, food. You showed us that there is always more to learn and that we can always find ourselves in our heritage. Those are powerful takeaways that I hope you remember as you continue your Jewish journey and continue to grow in your life. Today is a holy milestone. I hope that you are feeling confident and proud with all the work that you have done to get here. But not every day is going to be as wonderful as today. When you are upset or unhappy, I hope that you remember this day and this moment, the moment where you've led us in services and chanted and taught. Whenever you are upset or unhappy, you can remember everything that you have accomplished, how patient you were with COVID, both, long-term and this week, how many hours you've spent working on prayers and chanting, and how you were able to read and interpret our Torah and teach about it to an entire congregation. I hope that today can continue to be a reminder to you that you are very capable and you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. Another way that we can connect with ancient words of tradition is through blessing. So we're now going to join Michael Carr at the Ark so we can share some of the oldest words in our religion with you. And I invite us all again to rise.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
Liam, may God bless you and watch over you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May you always feel God's presence and God's holiness in your life.
Yisa Adonai elecha v'yashem lecha shalom, shalom, shalom.
May you feel God in your tradition, in your family, and your friends, and may you know the most precious gift of all, the gift of peace. Amen. We continue with Aleinu in the middle of page 282.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות אדמם, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated.
Page 293. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We're in a period of Shiva for Evelyn Granat, and a period of Shloshim for Sam Buckholtz, Marilyn Friedman, Marlene Reb, and Sylvia Wolf. We are observing the yahrzeits this week of Hilda Bernstein, Gladys L. Backel, Larry Buckholtz, Bessie E. Cohen, Harry Krieger, Gustav Dabi, Jack Dorman, William Dorman, Betty Gray Drucker, Yvette Sylvia Edelman, Wendy Merrill Efron, Pearl Elenoff, Nathan Friedman, Nathan Geffen, Lillian Gimple, Joseph R. Glasser, Adele Granat, Mitchell A. Groh, Harry Canner, Itzhak Hartman, Sam Klein, Laura Bear Koppel, Steve Corman, Rosalind Balsam Lesser, Harris Simon Lipsey, Hannah Simon Lipsey, Sarah O. Morgan, Julius Nomberg, Elise Bear Pollock, Aileen Sabo, Rex Schacht, Ralph Schoenberg, Benjamin Setzer, Fanny Silverstein, Benjamin Simon, Rhoda Siziski, Hilda Stam, Norman Tasman, Rose Weinstock, Cecil Wolfson. If there are any names that you would like to add to the yahrzeit list, you may do so now. Let us rise now in body or spirit and join in at Kaddish Yatom, Warner's Kaddish, on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach, me'le'alam olamei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechmata, da'amiram bi'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen.
Please be seated. And this morning, Liam's family is also remembering Louise Singer, Elizabeth Good, Richard Good, and Adele Granat. Our closing song is Adon Olam, which you can find on page 321. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Leit Nasa,
B'chefzo kol, Azai melech shemo nikra Adon Olam, Ve'acharei kichlot hakol, Leva'ado yimloch nora Adon Olam, Vehu haya, vehu hovem, vehu yiyah b'tifara Adon Olam. Adon Olam. Asher Malach. B'terem kol. Yitzir Nivra. Li'et nasa b'chefzo kol. Azai melech shemo nikra Adon Olam. Vehu echad v'yein sheni. Lecham shelo lahachbira Adon Olam, v'li reshit, v'li tachlit, v'lo ha'oz v'hamisra Adon Olam. Adon Olam.
Asher Malach.
B'terem kol. Yitzir Nivra.
Li'et
nasa b'chefzo kol. Azai melech shemo nikra Adon Olam. Vehu Eli, v'chai goali, v'tzorchev li b'yetzara Adon Olam, vehu nisi umanos li, menat posi b'yom mekra Adon Olam. Adon Olam. Asher Malach. B'terem kol. Yitzir Nivra. Li'et nasa b'chefzo kol. Azai melech shemo nikra Adon Olam. B'yado afkid ruchi, b'eit ishan v'ya'ira Adon Olam. V'im ruchi geviati, Adonai li v'lo ira Adon Olam. Adon Olam.
Asher
Malach.
B'terem kol.
Yitzir Nivra.
Li'et
nasa b'chefzo kol. Azai melech shemo nikra Adon Olam.
We invite up the Granat family to lead us in Kiddush and Motzi. So just come on up around the table, and Liam, you can grab the Kiddush cup for us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei peri hagafen.
You can take a little sip there.
L'chaim.
L'chaim, Liam. And someone can hold up the challah as well for motzi. There you go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
And before we let Liam and his family go, there is one more thing left to do, which is to wish everyone Mazel Tov.
Simen tov u'mazel tov u'mazel tov u'simen tov, simen tov u'mazel tov u'mazel tov u'simen tov, simen tov u'mazel tov u'mazel tov u'simen tov. Yehelanu, 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 u'lecha Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, u'lecha Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, u'lecha Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, u'lecha Yisrael.
Mazel Tov and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yeah, everyone, there's lunch.
Use the microphone.
To the, I don't know if that's on. Hello, everyone, there's lunch to the left. Please join us for lunch. Thank you. I'm so glad that you were there. Yeah. It was so special having you there. That was so nice.
I didn't know having someone say that.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. It's like having a guest star up there.
That'll be great. All right. Good, thank you. My pleasure. I'm glad. It was beautiful. You did fantastic. My pleasure. It's really good getting to know you guys.